Hey, let's play on Linux. How's it going? So we're going to start Zork 3, the Dungeon Master. And of course I'm using the terminal app Frauds and Cool Retro Term as my terminal. I live in northern New Mexico on the west side of the Rocky Mountains. And let's go ahead. Let's go with the amber. Actually, let's just do it this way. Which one of these is the one I'm looking for? That works. Alright, so I can't remember. I I probably do, but I can't remember what they do anymore. But it seems like the name's definitely familiar. But that was something that had been something I would have been into like 20 or 30 years ago. So anyway, let's get this started anyway. Oh, wait, I know what's wrong. We're not in the interactive fiction folder. I'm in the wrong folder. There we go. So, as in a dream, you see yourself tumbling down a great, dark staircase. All about you are shadowy images of struggles against fierce opponents and diabolical traps. Those give way to another round of images of imposing stone figures, a cool, clear lake, and now of an old, yet oddly youthful man. He turns toward you slowly, his long silver hair dancing about him in a fresh breeze. You have reached the final test, my friend. You are proved clever and powerful, but this is not yet enough. Seek me when you feel yourself worthy. The dream dissolves around you as his last words echo through the void. Zork 3, the Dungeon Master. Alright. Yeah, I listened to Insane Clown Posse, Infectious Grooves. Oh hell, what's that other band? The one that the song that's stuck in my head is the song about the Pepsi. All I wanted was a Pepsi. I'm not crazy. You're the one that's crazy. I listened to stuff like that. That was like 20 years ago when I was younger. I listened to that stuff like that. So anyway, so here we are at the beginning of Zork 2. And the object of this game is to become the Dungeon Master. So, suicidal tendencies, that's them. That's funny, I could remember the name of Infectious Grooves and not Suicidal Tendencies. Alright, get Lantern. Verbose. So, we're at the very beginning here, and looks like the only direction we can go is south. So let's go ahead and go south. And it's pitch black. All right. Turn on lantern and get the sword. Well, maybe. Let's read this. I seem to remember that we can't get the sword. Maybe I'm wrong. You are at the junction of a north-south passage and an east-west passage. To the north, you can make out the bottom of a stairway. The ways to the east and south are relatively cramped, but a wider trail leads to the west. Standing before you is a great rock. Embedded within it is an elvish sword. Let's see if we can get this sword. The sword is deeply embedded within the rock. You can't even begin to budge it. Alright, let's go try west here. Barren area. You are west of the junction where a rock-bound passage widens out into a large flat area. Although the land here is barren, you can see vegetation to the west. South of here is a mighty wall of stone, ancient and crumbling. To the southwest, the wall has decayed enough to form an opening, through which seeps a thin mist. A trail dips sharply into rocky terrain to the northwest. Alright, let's go west. And we're at the cliff. This is a remarkable spot in the dungeon. Perhaps 200 feet above you is a gaping hole in the earth's surface, through which pours bright sunshine. A few seedlings from the world above, nurtured by the sunlight and occasional rains, have grown into giant trees, making this a virtual oasis in the desert of the underground empire. To the west is a sheer parapet, dropping nearly 50 feet to jagged rocks below. The way south is barred by a forbidding stone wall crumbling from age. There is a jagged opening in the wall to the southwest, through which leaks a fine mist. The land to the east looks lifeless and barren. A rope is tied to one of the large trees here. and is dangling over the side of the cliff, reaching down to the shelf below. It seems as if somebody has been here recently, as there is some fresh bread lying beneath one of the other trees. You catch, out of the corner of your eye, some movement among the trees. All right, get bread. See if this works, because it says examine trees. There seems to be nobody there, but it's hard to tell. So, all right, let's save and go down. Oh, wow. This is a rock-strewn ledge near the base of a tall cliff. The bottom of the cliff is another 15 feet below. You have little hope of climbing up the cliff face, but you might be able to scramble down from here, though it's doubtful you could return. A long piece of rope is dangling down from the top of the cliff and is within your reach. A large chest, closed and locked, is lying among the boulders. Well, let's examine this chest. Open chest. It already told me it was locked. The chest is locked and cannot be opened. Alright, let's wait here a second, because this is I'm pretty sure this is one of our tests. Alright, here we are. At the edge of the cliff above you, a man appears. He looks down at you and speaks. Hello down there. You seem to have a problem. Maybe I can help you. He chuckles in an unsettling sort of way. Perhaps if you tied that chest to the end of the rope, I might be able to drag it up for you. Then, I'll be more than happy to help you up. He laughs again. Well, let's try this. Tie rope to chest. The chest is now tied to the rope. The man above you looks pleased. Now there's a good friend. Thank you very much. Indeed. He pulls on the rope, and the chest is lifted to the top of the cliff and out of sight. With a short laugh, he disappears. I'll be back in a short while, are his last words. All right, let's wait for him. Wait some more. All right. A familiar voice calls down to you. Are you still there? He bellows with a coarse laugh. Well, then do grab onto the rope, and we'll see what we can do. The rope drops to within your reach. Get rope. You grab securely onto the rope. The man starts to heave on the rope, and within a few moments, you arrive at the top of the cliff. The man removes the last few valuables from the chest and prepares to leave. You've been a good sport. Here, take this, for whatever good it is. I can't see that I'll be needing one. He hands you a plain wooden staff from the bottom of the chest and begins examining his valuables. The chest, open and empty, is at your feet. Okay, let's examine the staff. All right. Your friend, moving quickly, dodges behind some trees and is lost from sight. Here's to Neko-chan. Neko. Neko. You were taking a nap, and now she's turbocharged after taking a nap. Yep, Turbo Kitty. Oh boy. So let's examine chest. The chest is empty. You seem to hear from the southwest the sounds of the sea. Like I said, I'm not sure how much of this game I remember, but I seem to remember that's one of the tests you have to pass. Is to oh wow, a kitty in a box. Huh? I don't know that emoji. Huh. Cool. All right, let's try southwest. It is pitch black. Okay. Turn on lantern. And I'm in the land of shadow. You are standing atop a steep cliff, looking west over a vast ocean. Far below, the surf pounds at a sandy beach. To the south and east are rolling hills, filled with eerie shadows. A path cut into the face of the cliff descends toward the beach. To the north is a tall stone wall, which ends at the cliff edge. It was obviously built long ago. And directly north is a spot where you could climb over the rubble of the decaying wall. All right. I got to take a quick break. I'll be right back. But let's see where we're at here. Move that up to 150%. So, we're here in the land of shadow. And this right here is where we're at right now. And I'll be right back, and we'll continue on. We'll see how much I remember of Zork 3. It's been so. All right. First off, start pouring coffee. Alright. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and head west to the Flathead Ocean. You're at the shore of an amazing underground sea, the topic of many a legend among adventurers. Few were known to have arrived at this spot, and fewer to return. There is a heavy surf, and a breeze is blowing on the shore. The land rises steeply to the east, and quicksand prevents movement to the south. A thick mist covers the ocean and extends over the hills to the east. A path heads north along the beach. What? Okay, I see. That would take us to the cliff base. Alright, I'm going to wait here for a couple turns. Huh. Cliff base. Head back south. Well, what do I... Hello, sailor. Oops. Does it say lore? Nothing happens yet. Well, how do we get the sailor to come by? Alright, so anyway, let's go northeast. And we're in the land of shadow. And we should be here. So let's go south, south. Alright. Let's go south a couple times. Because there's something that needs to happen here in the land of shadow also. So south. Here we go. You are in the land of dark shadows and shallow hills which stretch out in all direction. To the west, the land dips sharply. You can hear footsteps nearby. Go south again. You're at the southern end of the land of shadow. The ground here is soft and spongy, and it becomes quicksand to the south. North and east of here are gentle rolling hills. A gentle sea breeze wafts over a sloping path to the west. So, southeast. We can hear quiet footsteps nearby. Go back north. Ominously dark. Land of the rolling hills, north again. Here we are. Here's what I was waiting for here. Through the shadows, a cloaked and hooded figure appears before you, blocking the southwestern exit from the room and carrying a brightly glowing sword. From nowhere, the sword from the junction appears in your hand, wildly glowing. Alright, so this is also one of the tests, and we have to fight this guy, but we don't want to kill him. Right. Let me check. How's this? Do I got stuff covered that I need to have covered? Yep, alright. Alright, so Hit. Man with sword. A quick stroke catches the hooded figure off guard. Blood trickles down the figure's arm. The figure has a light wound, which hasn't affected its seemingly great strength. The hooded figure catches you off guard and wounds you. Alright. Here we go again. Oh man. A quick stroke catches the hooded figure off guard. Blood trickles down the figure's arm. The figure has some wounds and is probably not capable of hindering your movement. You are wounded by a lightning thrust. Oh boy. Diagnose. You have a few wounds which do not seriously impair your strength. The hooded figure thrusts, but you fight back and send it flying to the ground. Alright. A good parry. Your sword wounds the hooded figure. The figure is hurt, and its strength appears to be failing. The hooded figure catches you off guard and wounds you. Holy cow. Hit him again. The hooded figure attempts a thrust, but its weakened state prevents hitting you. Alright. So let's get Hood. Alright, so the hooded figure, though recovering from wounds, is strong enough to force you back. He attempts. Okay, so let's hit him again. Your move was not quick enough and misses the mark. You were wounded by a lightning thrust. Oh no. Try hitting him again. Alright, here we go. Blood trickles down the figure's arm. The figure appears to be badly hurt and defenseless. So let's try to get the Hood. Who is this guy? You slowly remove the Hood from your badly wounded opponent and recoil in horror at the sight of your own face, weary and wounded. A faint smile comes to the lips, and then the face starts to change, very slowly, into that of an old, wizened person. The image fades, and with it the body of your hooded opponent. The cloak remains on the ground. Alright, so we just met the Dungeon Master, and this was one of the tests, is to not kill him, to only fight enough and to not kill him. So like I said, this is and we get a piece of clothing, and so let's wear a cloak. You are now wearing the cloak, and our score is up to 3 now, and there's only a total of 7 points in this game. And I'll tell you what, you'll kill this guy a bunch when you first, if you've never played this game before and you haven't figured this part out. You kill this guy and you can't win the game. And so, what are you complaining about, Meow Meow? You have water. I'm pretty sure you have food. Let me check. Did you? Maybe you don't. Let me check your food, because you sure are complaining. Oh my goodness. Okay. You win, kitty. Yep, you win. I'll give you. I thought you did eat all your food, huh? The last time I looked, there was still food in your dish. So you're not just whining for the hell of it. I'll bring you some food. No, that's not Scrappy food. That's Meow Meow food, Scrappy. Meow Meow. Scrappy, no. Come on. Come on, Nico. Scrappy, you know better. Alright. That was funny. So, where was I? So anyway, we will eventually be wearing the clothing of the Dungeon Master. So now let's see. Let's try going west again. And west again. And we're at the ocean. We're going to go ahead and save. Here we are. This was what I was waiting for. Passing alongside the shore now is an old boat, reminiscent of an ancient Viking ship. Standing on the prow of the ship is an old and crusty sailor peering out over the misty ocean. Now we say, hello, sailor. All right. The seaman looks up and maneuvers the boat toward shore. He cries out, "I have waited 3 ages for someone to say those words and save me from sailing this endless ocean. Please accept this gift. You may find it useful." He throws something which falls near you in the sand, then sails off toward the west, singing a lively but somewhat uncouth sailor song. So let's look. There is a vial. As the boat sails silently through the mist and out of sight. Get vial. And examine vial. It is a small, transparent vial, which looks empty, but is strangely heavy. We'll see if there's any writing on it. Alright, well, anyway. I've got it anyway. Rain in the desert. Wonderful thing. Alright, that's what that... Sorry about the noise. So, we just want to go ahead. It looks like if we just keep heading east, we'll make it to the creepy crawl. So, we want to go east, 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 and east. So, 4 east. Land of Shadow. Land a shadow again. Land a shadow again. The rain song. Rain song is pretty nice, actually, especially out here in the desert, high mountain desert. And so now we're at the creepy crawl. Check our map. Let's see what should we do. Okay, that. Well, let's go ahead. Let's check out, let's go ahead down by the lake. Because what I'm wanting to do, oops. I want to go ahead and do this water slide before the earthquake. And I can't remember if it's so many number of turns or if something triggers it. But, so in order to do that, I'm going to have to go over here first. Because I need the glue repellent from Zork 2 that we didn't use in Zork 2. So, let's head south to the lake to start with. Foggy room. You're in a dank passage filled with a wispy fog. A spooky passageway leads north, and a wider path heads off to the south. To the west, the path leaves the rock and enters an eerie, shadowy land. And now we're on the lake shore. I'm going to go ahead and save. You're in a wide cavern on the north shore of a small lake. Some polished stone steps lead to the southeast, and a sheer rock face prevents any movement around the lake to the southwest. The cavern is dimly lit from above. So, oh, I see. Well, let's go check out the view. This is a small balcony carved into a near vertical cliff. To the east, stretching from north to south, stands a monumental aqueduct supported by mighty stone pillars, some of which are starting to crumble from age. You feel a sense of loss and sadness as you ponder this once proud structure and the failure of the empire which created this and other engineering marvels. Some steps lead up to the northwest. All right. Huh. South. Enter lake. You are floating on the surface of the lake. The water is ice cold, and your ability to survive here for long is very questionable. A swim north puts you at your starting point. Conditions to the east are poor, where the lake turns into swamp. The west and south shores are suitable for walking, however. Let's dive. Oh boy. And I dropped everything. Examine sand. Out of the corner of your eye, a small shiny object appears in the sand. A moment later, it's gone. Get shiny thing. Let's get shiny object. Holy cow. A simple golden amulet. A large and hungry looking fish is swimming in the neighborhood. The ice waters are taking their toll. You will not be able to hold out much longer. You run out of air and return to the surface of the lake. You're floating on the surface of the lake. The water is ice cold. Let's head back north. And let's inventory. I was afraid of that. Alright, so we've lost a bunch of stuff. Alright, so we need to go ahead and restore. Yep. And we're on the lake shore. Okay. Inventory. So I need to drop anything that I'm not wearing. What are you complaining about now, Meow Meow? I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You have food and water. I just checked. Yeah. So let's drop vial, comma, sword, comma. You just want to play, huh? Staff, bread, lamp. All right. Enter lake. You're floating on the surface of the lake. The water is ice cold, and your ability to survive here for long is very questionable. A swim north puts you at your starting point. I'm trying to type with that hand you're attacking, Meow Meow. I'm trying to type with that hand. A swim north puts you at your starting point. Conditions to the east are poor, where the lake turns into swamp. The west and south shores are suitable for walking, however. Alright, so let's go down. Try get object. Alright, inventory. So I'm wearing it. So now we want to go to the west. And we are on the western shore. The ground here is quite hard, but a few sickly reeds manage to grow near the water's edge. The only path leads into the rock to the south. So let's go ahead and go south. And this is an interesting room, and there's a few things we need to do here. You are in a small chamber carved in the rock, with the sole exit to the north. Mounted on one wall is a table labeled Scenic Vista, whose featureless surface is angled towards you. One might believe that the table was used to indicate points of interest in the view from this spot, like those found in many parks. On the other hand, your surroundings are far from spacious, and by no stretch of the imagination could this spot be considered scenic. An indicator above the table reads 3. Mounted on one wall is a flaming torch, which fills the room with a flickering light. The indicator above the table flickers briefly, then changes to 4. Let's see here. Examine table. Oh, wait. Here we are. The surface is pale and featureless, but slowly an image takes shape. You see the interior of a huge temple, rudely constructed from basalt blocks. Flickering torches cast a shallow illumination over an altar still wet with the blood of human sacrifice. Its velvet cover stained and encrusted with gore, the image slowly fades. So, okay, so that was 4. Let's do the same thing again. Okay. Let's look. How many turns does it stay on for? I need to grab that torch at some point. Might as well get it now. Get torch. And, okay, the indicator above the table flickers briefly, and then changes to 1. Let's see what happens if I touch the table. Oh, wow. This is a long and narrow passage which is cluttered with broken timbers. A wide passage comes from the east and turns at the west end of the room into a very narrow passage. From the west comes a strong draft, there is a broken timber here. So interesting. That takes me back to Zork 1. You cannot fit through this passage with that load. You suddenly find yourself back in the viewing room. The indicator flickers briefly, then changes to 2. Huh. I was checking, there was a few months, it was a while ago, but there was a few months I was climbing up the, I was climbing up to the top of the little volcano to the northeast of here on full moon nights and spending the night up there. It was pretty nice. I probably did that for about 6 months on full moon nights. Go hang out on top of the dead volcano over yonder. So now the table is showing is 2. So let's go ahead, touch the table again. Okay, here's one of the things I need here. This is a small chamber carved out of the rock at the end of a short crawl. On the wall is a crudely chiseled the number 8. The only apparent exit to the east seems to be a blur, and a loud whirring sound resounds through the rock. A spray can is in the corner, and a large type is the legend, Froboz's Magic Brew Repellent. Alright. So now we're in room 8, next to the spinning carousel from Zork 2, and we want to get that repellent. Taken. Finally find yourself back in the viewing room. Alright, so we have the torch and the glue repellent. Alright. The table flickers briefly and then changes to 3. Touch the table again. So this is a damp passage. Okay, I think this is we just got taken to here. And we need to leave the torch here. Otherwise we're going to be, and of course you wouldn't know this right away. You'd have to do this stuff over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the torch. And wait. And I'm back in the viewing room. So do I got everything I need? See, I don't know if I want to touch, I don't know if I want to, oh well, let's do it. I think I just needed the glue repellent, and I needed to set up the, I think I just needed the glue repellent, and I needed to set up the torch, but I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if I should have even gone here. This is the interior of a huge temple of primitive construction, so now we're in the temple and enchanter. A few flickering torches cast a shallow illumination over the altar, which is still drenched with the blood of human sacrifice. Behind the altar is an enormous statue of a demon, which seems to reach towards you with dripping fangs and razor-sharp talons. A low noise begins behind you, and you turn to see hundreds of hunched and hairy shapes. A guttural chant issues from their throats. Near you stands a figure draped in a robe of deepest black. Alright. So I gotta do a bunch of that over again. We don't want to go get sacrificed. I don't think. Okay, so this time so the dungeon master just saved us. And we're back at the endless stair. So I'm going to go ahead and restore. Oh, we're all the way back at the lake shore? Oh boy. Alright. So let's do a bunch of this stuff over again. And then get another save. So we want to drop the vial, sword, staff, bread, lamp. Alright, enter lake. Down. A large and hungry looking fish is swimming in a neighborhood. Get object. The shiny object slips from your grasp and back onto the floor of the lake. Alright, let's try again. Alright, I got the object. West. Inventory. South. Alright, so now save the game again. Alright, so we're here now. Get torch. Taken. So we don't want to go to room 4. Alright, I'm going to put my sweater on, and we're going to go through this scenic vista room again. So I'll be right back, get my sweater. It got cold all of a sudden here too after the rain. Yeah, Scrappy. Close the door. Scrappy, come on. Come on. Come on. There you go. All right. Looks like there's another round of rain coming too. All right. So where were we? The table changes to 4. I've got the torch. Let's just wait. Touch table. Here I just wait. Touch table. Get repellent. All right. Wait. Okay. Wait. Touch table. So we want to drop the torch. Wait. Save. All right. Look. And this is one. Examine table. Wait some more. And we're back to 1. Okay, I think and so we have the magic glue repellent. And everything else we're wearing. I think we can carry one thing. So even if we drop this glue repellent, we should be able to recover it. So let's go north. And we're on the western shore. Let's go inventory. So we did drop the glue repellent. So let's go down. Get repellent. And south. What? Oh. I'm still underwater. I gotta go up first. You'd better. So south. Finally. Alright. You're on the south shore of the lake. Rock formations prevent movement to the west, and a thickening swamp to the east makes going all but impossible. To the south, where the beach meets a rock formation, you can make out a dark passage sloping steeply upward into the rock. So we're here. Southeast. Alright. And this let's spray repellent on me. The spray smells like a mixture of old socks and burning rubber. If I were a Gru, I'd sure stay clear. Alright, so let's go south. It's pitch black. Let's go south again. There are sinister gurgling noises in the darkness all around you. It is pitch black. The ground continues to slope upwards away from the lake. You can barely detect a dim light from the east. Alright, let's go east. Cool. You are between some rock and a dark place. The room is lit dimly from above, revealing a lone dark path sloping down to the west. To one side of the room is a large manhole cover. The light from above seems to be focused in the center of the room where a single key is lying in the dust. Alright, let's get the key. That horrible smell is much less pungent now. Cool. So do we go up? Can't go that way. Oh boy, it's a dotted line. Alright, we gotta figure something out. Open cover. The cover is moved a bit to one side, revealing a small hole leading into darkness. Aha! That got us to the aqueduct down. You are in a wide stone channel, part of the water supply system for the great underground empire. The source of water was a waterfall to the south, which has long since dried up. Water flowed along the aqueduct to the north. This region is lit from above, although the light source is not apparent. So we're going to go north and north again. You are now on one of the tallest arches of the aqueduct, hundreds of feet above a rocky chasm. The immensity of the aqueduct project is apparent from here. Stone supports rise from the rock floor to form massive arches which traverse the region from north to south. The water carrying channel here is wide and deep. To the west and far below you can make out a balcony, which must command a wide view of the aqueduct. So we go north again. Water slide. You are near the northern end of this segment of the aqueduct system. To the south and slightly uphill, the bulk of the aqueduct looms ominously, towering above a gorge. To the north, the water channel drops precipitously and enters a rocky hole. The damp moss and lichen would certainly make that a one-way trip. So here we go. Nice. This is a particularly damp spot, even by dungeon standards. You can see a crossroads to the west, and two nearly identical passages lead east and northeast. A stone channel, wide and deep steeply descends into the room from the south. It is covered with moss and lichen and is far too slippery to climb. The channel crosses the room, but the opening where it once continued north is now blocked by rubble. There is a torch here. Alright, cool. It still seems like I'm missing something in this lake, because I seem to remember you have to do something about that fish, but for now, let's get the torch. And of course, if you hadn't played this before, you'd go through what I just went through quite a few times, and then you'd get here and it'd be dark, and but so far I'm remembering stuff pretty good. Alright, so let's go northeast first, and then see what we can see. You are in a room with passages heading southwest and southeast. The north wall is ornately carved, filled with strange runes and writing in an unfamiliar language. An old and wizened man is huddled asleep in the corner. He is snoring loudly. From his appearance, he is weak and frail. Let's go ahead and save. Examine man. The man is very, very old and wizened. He has a long, stringy beard and is snoring quite loudly. There is a great tremor from within the earth. The entire dungeon shakes violently, and loose debris starts to fall from above you. Alright, so there was the earthquake we were waiting for. So I wanted to get that aqueduct aqueduct stuff done before this earthquake happens. Let's see if we can wake man. The old man is roused to consciousness. He peers at you through eyes which appear much younger and stronger than his frail body, and waits, as if expecting something to happen. Alright, so we got to give the bread. What? Oh no! Alright, I don't have the bread because I left it at the lake. So let's restore while he's still sleeping. And where are we? So we want to go southwest and west. Alright. South. We're at the junction. We got the sword. South again. There's a foggy room. And south one more time, and here we are. So, get sword. Come a bread. Cool. And get staff, comma, vial. So we got everything. So now we want to go north. North again, to the creepy crawl. North one more time, to the junction. East. Northeast. Alright, way command. Give bread. 2-man. He looks up at you and takes the way bread from you. Slowly he eats the bread and pauses. When he has finished, he starts to speak. Perhaps what you seek is through there. He points at the carved wall to the north, where you now notice the bare outline of a secret door. When you turn back to the old man, you notice that he has gone. Your sword is no longer glowing. Open door. Alright. The massive stone door opens noiselessly. Beyond the once secret door are dark, forbidding stairs that lead down to a passage below. Dim light, as from torches, can be seen in the passage. Alright. Cool. So far my memory's not failing me on this game. So now where we want to go? We want to head oh boy. So we've got two puzzles. We've got two puzzles to deal with here. We've got the slide room to deal with. I mean the royal puzzle to deal with here. And then we've got a time travel. We've got a time travel puzzle to deal with here at the museum. And so, how do we get there? So we want to go back to the junction and then south to the creepy crawl. Alright, so let's southwest, west, south, and we're at the creepy crawl. Now we want to head east. Tight squeeze. This is a very low and narrow passage leading east to west. So we're going to head east some more. And we're in the Crystal Grotto. Good enough for now. This is a chamber of breathtaking beauty, mighty stalagmites from structured shapes of rock, encrusted with crystalline formations, phosphorescent mosses, fed by a trickle of water from an unseen source above, make the crystals glow and sparkle with every color of the rainbow. There is an opening to the west, and a man-made passage heads south. This is the north end of a large hall with a vaulted ceiling. A long tiled hallway leads north through a tall arch. Although the origin or purpose of this room is unclear, there is a large rendering of the royal seal of Lord Dimwit Flathead carved on the wall. Alright, so we want to head south again. If this is the north end of the hall. Aha. This is the south end of a monumental hall full of dust and debris from a recent earthquake. To the east is a great iron door rusted shut. To its right, however, is a gaping cleft in the rock, and behind a cleared area. So, before the earthquake, we can't get to the next room. And then, of course, after the earthquake, we can't use the slide from the aqueduct, if I remember right. Museum entrance. This is the entrance to the Royal Museum, the finest and grandest in the great underground empire. To the south, down a few steps, is the entrance to the Royal Puzzle, and to the east, through a stone door, is the Royal Jewel Collection. A wooden door to the north is open and leads to the Museum of Technology. To the west is a great iron door rusted shut. To its left, however, is a cleft in the rock providing a western route away from the museum. Now I'm going to go ahead and hit save. Let's try east first. Open stone door. East. You are in a high-ceilinged chamber, in the middle of which sits a tall, round steel cage, which is securely locked. In the middle of the cage is a pedestal, on which sit the crown jewels of the great underground empire, a scepter, a jeweled knife, and a golden ring. A small bronze plaque, now tarnished, is on the cage. So let's read the plaque. Dedicated 777 Great Underground Empire. Presented to the Royal Museum by His Gracious Lord, Dimwit Flathead. Alright, let's see if I can remember this. Ow. Hey now. You're putting all kinds of holes in my hand and arm. Practicing killing things on me there, meow meow. Kill it, bite it. Uh-huh. Yeah, now you're on camera. You're on camera. You was attacking my arm on camera. I've got evidence. Yep. Alright, So let's head back east. What? Or head back west, excuse me, north. And we're in the Technology Museum. This is a large hall which hosted the technological exhibits of the Great Underground. The door to the south is open. Directly in front of you is a large golden machine which has a seat and a console in front. On the console is a single button and a dial. Alright, I better write these two numbers down, 777 and 948. The machine is surprisingly shiny and shows few signs of age. Strange gray machine, shaped somewhat like a crow's dryer, is on one side of the room. On the other side of the hall is a powerful looking black machine. A tight tangle of wires, pipes, and motors. No! Leave the headphone cord alone. A plaque is mounted near the door. The writing is faded, however, and cannot be made out clearly. The two machines seem to be in bad shape, rusting in many spots. Let's try to read the plaque. The words cannot be made out. Alright, so push gold machine south. Alright. This is the entrance to the Royal Museum. So now let's push, and with some effort you push the machine into the room with you. Alright, so now let's push machine east. You are in a high ceiling chamber in the middle, which is securely locked. In the middle of the cage is a pedestal. Alright. Enter machine, does that work? Turn dial to zero. Okay. Push button. Uh-oh. So I think I messed up. You experience a brief period of disorientation, your vision returns, and you find yourself in the middle of some kind of ceremony, with a strange, flat-headed man wearing royal vestments about to break a bottle on the bars of an iron cage containing magnificent jewels. He appears somewhat pleased by your presence. He speaks very loudly, nearly deafening the poor civil servant, whose duty it is to see that his wishes are carried out. Aha! A thief! Didn't I tell you that we needed more security? But no, you said my idea to build the museum under 2 miles of mountain and surrounded by 500 feet of steel was impractical. Now what to do with this? Intruder, I have it. will build a tremendous fortress on the highest mountain peak with one narrow ladder stretching thousands of feet to the pinnacle. There he will stay for the rest of his life. Your lordship, that don't you think, your lordship, that your plan is a bit much? Flathead gives it a second's thought. No, not really, he says, and you are led away. A few years later... Okay, that wasn't... Alright, so that wasn't the right thing to do. Oh! Restore. Okay, I want to do that different. So where are we at? Let's go north. Alright, let's try this. Enter gold machines. Try this again. And I might want to turn it to 776. Push button. You experience a brief period of disorientation. When your vision returns, you are confronted with a goodly number of particularly stupid-looking people dressed in peculiar uniform and pointing waffle-like objects in your general direction. One twists his waffle, and you slump to the ground dead. Alright, let's see here. Restore. North. Enter gold machine. Turn dial. 2776. Push button. Oh, cool. You experience a brief period of disorientation when you're... Listen here. Biting me is one thing, but the no headphone cord. You leave the headphone cord alone. Yep. Alright, from outside the door you hear the sound of guards talking. So let's exit machine. Gold. Stand. Alright, listen. Listen to door. The voices are muffled by the door, which, fortunately for you, separates you. They seem to be in heated debate on the topic of the excessive nature of the royal government. Just do it again. Do it again. And do it again. Do it again. Here we are. They seem to be in heated debate on the topic of torture as the preferred punishment for thieves. One particularly loud and grating voice can now be heard above the others outside the room. Very nice, very nice. Not enough security, but very nice. Now, Lord Feepness, pay attention. I've been thinking, and what we need is a dam, a tremendous dam to control the frigid river with thousands of gates. Yes, I can see it now. We shall call it Flood Control Dam number 2. No, not quite right. Aha! It will be Flood Control Dam number 3. Pardon me, my lord, but wouldn't that be just a tad excessive? Nonsense. Now, let me tell you my idea for hollowing out volcanoes. With that, the voices trail out into nothingness. All right, open door. You. All right. Oh boy. All right, so I think I had the right idea the first time. Let's try waiting some more. Listen to door. Oh, don't look like the oh, wait. The voices are muffled by the door. They seem to be in heated debate on the topic of banishment of the Wizard of Frobos. You hear from outside the door guards marching away, their voices fading. After a few moments, a booming crash signals the close of what... Okay, now we can open the door. South. Let's go east. Open stone door. The door is locked. Probably by the guards on their way out. Alright. What we're trying to do is we're trying to use this time machine to get that ring, because it ends up being the ring is the only thing we can actually steal from here. So let's try this again. Restore. And where are we at? North. Push. Gold machine. South. All right. And if we go east, okay, open stone door. Push machine east. All right. Now, machine. Turn dial to 776. Push button. Oh boy. Notice that everything you were holding, notice the gold machine has disappeared. Oh boy. So let's look. Alright, let's get the ring. Listen to door. The stone door makes no sound. And again. Alright. So now let's see if we can open the stone door from the inside. Cool, we can open it from the inside. So west, north, open wooden door, north. You're in a large unfinished room, probably intended to be part of the Royal Museum. Strange gray machines, shaped somewhat like a clothes dryer, is on one side of the room. On the other side of the hall is a powerful looking black machine. Blah 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 blah. A plaque is mounted near the door. The gray machine, it turns out, is a Froboz's magic pressurizer used in the coal mines of the Empire. The black machine is a Froboz's magic room spinner. The gold machine is referred to as a temporizer. All are non-working models donated by Frobozco President John D. Flathead. Alright, so I might end up having to do this again, because I might have to close doors, but enter gold machine, put ring under seat, turn dial to 948, push button, let's look under seat. Nice. Where's all my other stuff? Let's look. I'll bet it's in the other room. Meow meow. Alright, so let's open door. Okay, stand. Open door. South. Ah. Ow! Oh, that hurts. Oh, now you stop. You're killing. You've. Can you? Won't you practice killing the dog's tail? Go practice killing the dog's tail. My hands had enough practice. Alright, so east. So let's open the stone door. Okay, there's my stuff. Good, good. And here everything's completely different now. The room is unfinished with no indication of its purpose. A small plaque is fastened to a wall. Let's read the plaque. The plaque explains that this room was to be the home of the crown jewels of the great underground empire. However, following the unexplained disappearance of a priceless ring during the final stages of construction, Lord Flathead decided to place the remaining jewels in a safer location. Interestingly enough, he distrusted museum security enough to place his prized possession, an incredibly gaudy crown, within a locked safe in a volcano specifically hollowed out for that purpose. So that was how. How's that for a time loop? So that's how the gaudy crown got into the volcano in Zork 2. It's because of our time travel shenanigans in Zork 3. So that was successful. Finally, it took a couple tries. But that was, I think we've solved the time travel puzzle. So let's see. I'm going to go ahead and save. Oh, we've got 6 points now out of a total of 7. So I'm going to stop this episode here. And we'll come back to Zork 3 on Sunday. Thursday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, of course, we're still playing Ultima 7 on Thursdays and Saturdays. Saturday I start at 8:30 Mountain Time. It's because I do that after Big Daddy Linux. And I'll just be streaming Shadowrun at if I do any streaming in between now and Thursday, it'll be so if I do any streaming tomorrow, I'll stream some more of Shadowrun Returns. I'm not gonna pick a time or anything for that. So let's see. Let's quit. Out of let's see what they tell us we are. Oh, they're not going to give us a. Okay, we don't get a. Because that's a good place to quit. So we got the time travel puzzle solved. So the Royal Maze. So it looks like we've got to do the Royal Maze. And the end game is what it looks like we've got left on Zork 3. So I'll catch you with more Zork 3 on Sunday. Ultima 7. More Ultima 7 will be on Thursday and Saturday. And Shadowrun Returns will just happen when it happens. I'm not going to schedule that one. I mean, I've already got 4 scheduled streams a week. So the Shadowrun Returns, it'll just be when I feel like it. The way things are going, I just might be able to finish Zork 3 on Sunday. It depends. I haven't gotten stuck yet. I've had to do things more than once, but I haven't got stuck yet. So, thanks for watching and the chat. See you Thursday for more Ultima 7. Sunday for more Zork 3. And of course Saturday for Ultima 7 also. And random Shadowrun Returns streams. There. So it's most likely that there will be a Shadowrun Return stream at some point tomorrow. And we'll get back here to Zork 3 on Sunday. So thank you for watching. Hit like and subscribe and click the bell if you want notified when these streams happen. And so let's go ahead and where's now? Well, now the meow meow doesn't want to. Now the meow meow doesn't want to kill my hand. Nico, Nico. Now that it's time to say bye-bye. Well, anyway. Bye-bye. See you later. See you next time.